Hello guys, good evening. um if you actually get to hear a sound at the background, you should actually ignore it. That is just the 3D printer at the office. Okay, so I shared a post on BTC and someone said I should drop a video on it, so that is what I'm actually gonna do. And then I made a live stream on Euro USD. You actually see how it played out right there. So I also shared something recently where I talked about the fallen angel, and right here I shared with a group of friends that some crypto will fade away, they will enter the fallen angel phase, and these are the list of assets that I shared to them. Sorry for my voice, I was actually sick. So I have Matic, I have Gala, I have Shiba, and there are lots of them, all of those tokens that came out last year, or was it last 2 years? So let's dive into the chat and explain everything. So I'll now go to Bitcoin and I'll share the analysis right here. So if I go over to the monthly time frame right here, you can actually see that BTC has been bullish all this while. Like from 2022 we went higher, and this is March, right? So remember, on my previous YouTube video I made mention of March being protected, right? I made mention of March being protected because for the fact that we have taken an all-time high right here. We have taken an all-time high, right? So that means a new all-time high is expected to be protected depending on how we see the candlestick trade. All right, and since we have taken this high, we are expecting it to come down lower to give us a range low, right? So now I'm going to delete all of these drawings right here, and I'm going to show you guys something. So what you can actually do on your chart is just mark this high, mark this low, right? So this is your daily range. You're dealing within this range high and this range low. So if you're inside this range, you are expected to see where price needs to be drawn to. But first of all, it needs to trade. If you're expected to be drawn to the premium pricing, you are expected to see the price trade above equilibrium, right? So we take our Fibonacci, we do this. Alright, because most of the time the equilibrium always reaches price, and we likely get to see an order block at that equilibrium price. So this is the equilibrium right here, and you can see there's a supply zone at that equilibrium. So I will now mark this, label this as my premium, right? Then label this right here as a discount. And then I have equilibrium right here, that is the 50%. Equilibrium. Okay, so we have actually seen that price reacted a little bit from the equilibrium, and then we are drawn to premium, and from there to the swing high. So the expectation is we have gotten a new swing high, right? Now the next thing we need to expect is to see if price will likely trade down to this equilibrium, right? So when it gets to the equilibrium, we would like to see if there will be an expectation to go higher, but that is by the way. Now let's now focus on the main thing right now, so which is the algorithm daily range, because we can actually see that these candles are ranging. So this is a daily range, right? So we have seen that March was still kind of like protected, but let's ignore all of this and we'll focus on this candle right here, the candle of July. So I'll mark this previous month's low, then mark this previous month's high. Right, so when we mark this stuff, we can just quickly run down to lower time frame to see what happens on the lower time frame. So if you guys could remember, on my Facebook page I predicted that I will be buying from here. If you could go to my Facebook page, you actually see it, but that was done on the daily time frame. I made mention that we should buy, right, due to the fact that I saw that there's a liquidity sweep right here on previous month's low. And after that sweep on previous month low, you see how this area was used as an area of resistance. So this right here is a purge and identifying as an accumulation to push the price higher. Not only that, I also noticed that we have hunt again on previous 2 months. So this is previous 2 months hunt on liquidity, right? Now my expectation was to see trade to this previous month high, but we can actually notice and see that we did not even trade that previous month high, but reacted at a resistance that came out from that previous all-time high, right? So we didn't get drawn to previous month high, neither did we have a structure printed for us. We don't have a bullish structure, neither do we have a bearish structure, but what? A ranging market. All right, so when you identify a ranging market, that is when you can get to use that golden daily range. So I made mention that I'll be seeing this getting violated, and we actually see that, and I was targeting this previous month high, but price showed a rejection from that area, right? Now if you now pay close attention to what actually happened right here, right, we see that we saw a kind of like swing highs and lows, which is this high and this low, right? So let me just label that, this high and this low, right? Then the next thing we saw was that this actually was a liquidity sweep or a hunt. Now I will only call that a hunt or liquidity sweep if it break structure, right? And that is what we actually see right here. Let me delete this. That's what we actually see right here. We finally saw that structural break right here. Now if you go back to my Facebook page, you'll see something that I labeled right here. Where was it? Alright, I think it's not actually here. I think it's don't worry, I will show you on the chart. So I labeled something right here, which is previous week's low. Let's go to the weekly time frame. This is it right here, right? So let me just delete this stuff. So this is previous week high, and when the market opened for last week, or was it this week? Let me just say last week, we swept previous week high, right? That is a very clean confirmation right here. We swept previous week high, and after that sweep on previous week high, we were quickly drawn to previous week low. Now if you are expected to buy from after a sweep on previous week low, we will be expecting to see a structural shift on the lower time frame, right, before we can anticipate to look for buy entries. So in this case, we can quickly run down to the 4-hour time frame and we'll pay close attention to it, right? So this is the hunt on previous week low. We finally have a confirmation that is going lower when we see the structural break right here. Now when that break occurred, price just traded backwards into that low and used it as an area of resistance. Most people we call that a breaker, but on the daily time frame we can actually see that is this candle trading lower to balance inefficiency right here, right? So also on the daily time frame, if you look closely, this is a fair value gap that got violated, right? The bar side fair value gap that got violated, so price returned backwards to balance that inefficiency, because most traders, they will likely see this and say it is a break of structure, right, and will likely want to buy from a fair value gap. So price showed a weekly reaction to buy from there, but then it got violated, and also, you know, price came back to fill up that inefficiency and finally drawn to take out previous week low. So we go down to the 4-hour time frame. That is what we actually saw right here. Now after that break, previous week low. The expectation is to see if there's a structural break that's going to occur for us to say we are going to buy, right? But in this case, there's actually none, because we have this high right here, and that high is responsible to trade lower to give us this low, and after that we have this fair value gap that it left behind, right? So if I copy that, put it right here, then most traders also looking at this has an order block to buy from or an area supply to buy from, due to the fact that they say it violated the supply zone, right? That there is a breaker structure right here and the supply zone got violated, right? Then they will be wanting to buy from this point, or likely use this one as the bullish order block to buy from, right? But this built support level here, so that's by the way. Now it got violated and price returned backwards to the fair value gap, in which if you go over to the daily time frame, you actually see that this right here is not even an area to be looking for buy, because this is a week, so that is a sell stop resting there. Now if we refine downwards to the 3-hour time frame, this right here is our fair value gap. So I'm deleting this right here is the fair value gap, right? So most of us would like to choose this one, most of us would like to choose this one. It depends on the time frame that you are. Now if I use my Fibonacci right here, we almost tap the 50%, but if I use this area from the 4-hour time frame, we actually tap the 50% right there, right? So price reacted from where? An area of inefficiency, right? So there was no confirmation right here, there was no structural shift, right? There was no structural shift to say that we'll be buying after a sweep on previous week low, just like we saw right here. We saw that there's a confirmation that this is gonna sell after we broke this low, right? Because that low also have this order block right here that most traders will likely want to buy from, due to the fact that they say they have a breaker structure right here, right? So that structural break is a confirmation that price is likely to go lower, right? So that is where I took an entry right here, right? Thus I took sell entry, and based on I am a swing trader, I'm expecting to hold down to this swing low that we have right here, and also we be on break even. So this is what I am targeting right here. All right, and that is the previous month's low, right? Because this is July and we are in August, right? So that is it. And talking about falling angel, we have them printed on AVAX, we have them printed on Matic, Shiba, Doge, Polkadot, Gala, you know, all of those assets. Now why is it called a falling angel? A falling angel is when we have a massive move upwards, right? Then price breaks the low, right? The recent low that pushed the price higher. That is when we experience a falling angel, and then price drops. Then before it can get back to this high, it's gonna take a very long time, possibly some years, or if not, it might not likely to come back there, because it has dropped and probably investors don't have the interest to invest to it. So that's what we actually have here in AVAX. We can see that we have that swing low being broken. So if you check I recently joined TikTok, so if you check on my bio on YouTube, like the links I put on YouTube, you see my Instagram, you see my TikTok, my Facebook, you know, everything about my accounts, my social accounts, you get to see them on the YouTube profile. All right, so that is what we actually saw here. We saw that slow being taken out, right? Now looking at this, you know that there is no bullish structure, there's no change of character or break of market structure to say that this stuff wants to go bullish, right? but it is going bearish. So it filled up an inefficiency, and we found it going lower. So that is it for the falling angel right here. Then we have Shiba. I predicted a buy on Shiba, then we quickly took it off after 3 months, right? So the same thing on Shiba. If you go to the monthly time frame, you will see that this is the high, this is the low, and the price didn't break any structure, and there is no bearish structure that was printed. That is another thing with the falling angel. It doesn't print a bearish structure to confirm that price is going to shift from bearish to bullish, right? Then also, if you use the Fibonacci to mark this high and this low to see a D range, you can see the price almost tapped the 50%. It traded into equilibrium, right? Then you're seeing that decline in price. If you check also this one, which is Gala also didn't show any sign to go bullish. You can actually see the falling angel. We'll see break this low, right? So swept a previous high, an old high, and we finally drawn to this low right here. That is a falling angel. We have polka dot right here. You can actually see how impulsively trade lower to break this low, and price returned to it, filling up inefficiency, and we're dropping as a falling angel. We have also Dodge right here didn't show any sign to go higher. What we saw right here was a sweep on this high right here, and the expectation is to see it go lower. Now this stuff is a ranging market, all right? We have an area of support right here, we have an area of resistance. So price first of all went to trade to take liquidity from this high, and we're expecting it to turn to this liquidity at the low. If you check the weekly time frame, this is the low that was taken out, right? This low right here. So that is a falling angel. So most crypto assets, those ones that didn't have value, like those, most of the time tokens and meme coins are the ones that actually go into out of existence. Even during the time of Larry Williams, when I was watching one of his interview or podcast, something like that, he made mention that during his own time, or was it Warren Buffett? I think it was Larry Williams. That during his own time, there were lots of crypto assets, and most of them went to the falling angel, like they crashed, right? They moved out of existence. Okay, so the more all of these tokens are going into existence, the more new ones are coming up. So even if these ones crashed, there are still more tokens that will be out there for us, right? We actually see another falling angel pattern right here on Luna. We swept this high, and we finally trade lower to take the recent low that gave us the swing high. It impulsively trades higher. The same way, it will also impulsively trade lower to break that low, and we enter the falling angel, taking time to come back up, and it will never come back up. Even though people are telling you buy the low, buy the deep, these people are not actually financial analysts. They don't actually understand how the price work or how the market operates. All right, so that is, as a financial analyst, you need to know a lot of stuff concerning the market, and know when to invest and when not to invest. We also have it's applicable everywhere, even in the stock market and stuff like that. Just like we have this one, America International Group, we see it crash, right? Let me go to the higher time frame. So you can see trade into $1,836, and we see it impulsively break the recent low right there, and we entered the falling angel stage. Even though it is worth $71, nobody will have interest to buy this stuff. All right, it didn't even show a confirmation to go higher, also because there is no bearish trend to break to say that we are going bullish. All right, so these are the things you need to know about falling angel. We took a little investment on EOSE, right? We already know this is a falling angel, but we took a little bit opportunity when we saw a confirmation to buy, and when we bought, we kind of like we were targeting this high, but due to the fact that it is not safe to confirm a bullish trend, right? So we just took a little bit of opportunity right here, period of 3 months, or is it a month, 2 months, and we left it together with RXT. Also, we took a little bit opportunity. We almost got to the $5, but we saw the confirmation right here that this is not going higher. Even the higher time frame also showed us this is a falling angel, right? So there is no confirmation yet to go bullish. Okay, so Tesla, we target 3 months high, just like I said on when I shared about buying Tesla. I say we should target previous 3 months high. We swept the previous 3 months high. If you go to the 3 months candle, we swept the previous 3 months high, and we quickly take our partials right there because it is not actually safe. We are actually paying attention to this low, right? Because we don't know what we're gonna be expect, because this impulsively traded higher, right? So just paying attention to see how it might possibly trade to this low, because we are seeing a confirmation that this is not yet going bullish, right? So they're just trying to play safe right here because we didn't see a structure printing to give us a confirmation that we should go bullish, right? We are only dealing with the algorithm daily range. All right, so guys, that is it. Explained everything right here for you guys. So BTC, just targeting this low. If it is expected to trade down to equilibrium, I am actually watching the price to see it how it actually goes to be drawn to that area, right? So another focus that I have eyes on is this order block that we're having right here. All right, so we only have this high, we only have this low, and a new high. This is a bullish market, right? So the sweep on this high right here, there's the main attention. So we're likely get to see what happens if it trades into this fair value gap. If it wants to go higher, then we'll see, or not. All right, if I go to the 6 months time frame, we have this inefficiency, and we also have this inefficiency at the discount. That is one place that I would like to pay attention to see how it trades into that area. And I think that is that equilibrium that we made mention of, yes, below 50%. So guys, that is it, and we see you guys next time. Take care.